Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, everyone. Happy birthday, Selina. Happy birthday, and thank you very much for inviting me. This is my second. Well, they called it differently last year. This is my second time at this conference. Last year was the first time I was here, and it was very enlightening. And I'm happy to say that personally and also as an organization, Muslim Malaysia is very happy to support Selina and the disruptive doctors and all their partners because we do believe, for many reasons, that this conference and the work that they're doing is very, very important and very relevant, especially for you guys, our younger brethren in the medical fraternity. Okay, I don't have much time. It's so important, this conference, that I have two other functions today. In fact, I'm running off to Perak in about 45 minutes, okay? So, but this conference is so important that I decided not to give it a miss. And I'm giving a charity concert for Palestine, no less, tonight, a miss, because I have other functions to attend. But not this one. This one I have to come, yes, for you, okay? Right, here we go. So, Doctors in Humanitarian Action, serving and delivering healthcare differently, a career and professional option in a new reality. So, I've tinkered with the topic a bit, the initial one given to me. Yeah. So it's serving and delivering healthcare differently, a career and professional option in a new reality. Because the focus points here are doctors, most of you here, medical healthcare professionals as well, nurses, medical assistants, psychologists, etc., etc., etc. Humanitarian action, serving and delivering, healthcare, career, profession, option, new reality. Hi, birthday girl, Selina. Hi. So, why all these? Because what first comes to your mind when we talk about humanitarian action? Do you think that there is a job there for you, doctors? Most of you don't. I don't think so. Yeah? You may see it as a pastime or something you do when you're free. Betul tak? Yeah? You cannot get rich lah. That's definite. Okay. But then again, who gets rich nowadays by being a doctor? Okay. Maybe 50 years ago, 30 years ago still can. Okay. Nowadays, if you join my private hospital, okay, I can assure you, you cannot drive the Ferrari that some of the seniors are driving. Okay, simply because the market is saturated, and that's part of the new reality. Yes. Okay. So, is humanitarian work a profession? That's the first thing that must be addressed. Yes. I think when we talk about humanitarian action, most people in Malaysia think that it is totally purely voluntary. Yes? Okay. Must humanitarian work be purely voluntary? Can humanitarian work be purely, totally voluntary, you think? Can it? Does humanitarian work last only for 2 weeks? Okay. How long has the war in Gaza lasted now? It's almost a year. Yeah? You think people can leave their jobs in HKL or in Sunway or anywhere for 1 year, okay, without pay? Not possible, yes. And therefore, humanitarian work is actually a profession. Ladies and gentlemen, there are more professional humanitarian workers than there are doctors, okay, in the world. All right, professional humanitarian workers, people who actually get paid and do humanitarian work full time. They may not be doctors or nurses like you, but they are doing humanitarian work full time. They have degrees in a whole load of qualifications and different fields. They may be communications people, they may be finance people, they may be doctors, they may be nurses, they may be engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, etc., etc., etc. Okay? In the West, especially in some countries at the top of the Olympic medal table now, you can see the Olympic medal table. Okay? So actually there's a very good correlation between the Olympics medal table, okay, where the power is in the world and where politics and geoeconomy is, yes, as well as who does humanitarian work, yeah. Um, in the West, in the UK, for example, some of the very best students from some of the very best colleges and universities, from Imperial, from LSE, from Oxford and Cambridge, okay, will choose to become a humanitarian professional first before doing anything else. It's not there yet here. It's not there yet in this part of the world. Yes, in countries like Indonesia and the Philippines, not so much the same, but a lot of people do humanitarian work professionally there because there's a need. Yes, there's a need. These countries, Indonesia, Philippines, are beset with natural disasters, calamities every year, multiple. We should count our blessings. Yes, Malaysia is very, very safe and very, very secure, and so we are free from all these. And therefore, the humanitarian profession is a very small one in Malaysia compared to these countries. Yes, and therefore there's a lack of awareness. So, is there room for professional medical health work in humanitarian action? Can someone grow professionally and personally? I guess this is the other important thing. I mean, you can join as a doctor, yes, but the big question for you, I guess, especially at the beginning of your careers, would be, can I grow professionally? You just heard from Selina. She wanted to be an intensivist, yes, and then she wanted to do something she could do and be of use and be of significance, just like her friend. But they were not given the opportunity or the right avenues to do so. Yeah? So if you do this, can you grow professionally and personally and not end up having suicidal intentions? Yes. So this is very important. Yeah. Can a doctor? Okay, this is another question. Then. Can a doctor be a doctor as a professional humanitarian? So I will try and answer that bit. Can a doctor acquire valuable new skills? Yeah. By being a professional humanitarian. Excuse that typo error there. And is being a doctor medical profession synonymous with being a humanitarian? Now that last bit, I can tell you, because we are, in after all, the so-called noble profession, although it has become less noble these days for many reasons. Yes. 30 years ago, you were a doctor in a small town, not so small towns, yeah, like Kluang or Tanjung Maling. You would be the biggest man or woman in town. Okay. Nowadays, people shout at you, yeah, and scream, and that's yeah. And you'll be lucky if you don't get punched sometimes. Yeah. So, is being a doctor, medical professional, synonymous with being a humanitarian? I put it to you that because it is, in a way, but because it is in a way that it seems that it's part of the job or part of the vocation, rather, not the job, the vocation of being a doctor, a health provider, a healthcare provider. In the traditions of ancient healthcare providers, yeah, you heal people, yes, you make people better, you comfort people. Therefore, you're a humanitarian. So that's where then comes the dichotomy between being a professional and a volunteer. Yes, betul. Because then some people cannot accept that. Why do you have to pay this doctor 10,000 ringgit if he or she works for an NGO? Yes. Ada susah sikit itu, ya. Betul, ya. That is one of the biggest paradoxes, I guess. Yeah. Because we are so good, we're supposed to be so good. Therefore, we're supposed to do it all for free. But then again, do you do it for free in your current role, in your current job? If you don't, you get paid. Otherwise, who's going to pay for your kids? Yeah, for your meals on the table. So likewise, if you do this as a profession, there's nothing wrong with being paid by being a doctor and a humanitarian at the same time. Okay. I put it to you that we are living in an age of humanitarian response. Gaza is the one on TV screens, but do you know there's a war, a terrible one in Sudan as well, with a bigger humanitarian crisis than Gaza. There's a terrible war actually going on right by our doorstep, nearer, in Myanmar, which is exploding and imploding at the moment, with thousands dying every month. It's not in the news. That's why you come there. So anyway, I don't have time to go through all that. That is an entire lecture by itself, yeah, the humanitarian principle.